Hey everyone, Julie Adams here. I'm a Diamond with Plexus, and I'm so honored to be on this series and talking to you about Super Silver. I'm going to go ahead and share a little bit of my story first in case you're not sure who I am or where I came from, and then I'm going to give you a quick tip to help you get to Super Silver this month. Again, Julie Adams, I'm actually from Columbus, Ohio, and I started Plexus a little bit over 3.5 years ago. But well, I kind of have to do a little backstory. I started in May of 2014 as a customer, and like many people, I just started to lose baby weight. I just wanted to fit in my pants. And I was a huge skeptic about supplements. I had never taken supplements before besides multivitamins. And my good friend Corinne, who's now a Diamond Ambassador also, she mentioned the pink drink to me over Facebook. She'd moved away. She lived in Baton Rouge now, and I hadn't really seen her, talked to her for a while. We just kind of kept in contact. And I said, nope, I'm good. Hope everything goes well for you, but I don't do supplements. So lovingly persistent, Corinne came back and said, hey, you got to try this pink drink. So I tried the pink drink, and I had a newborn baby. I had just turned 35. I had 2 other small girls at home, and I kind of took the products, and I kind of got results, and I quit. I actually quit Plexus the first time I started. I got my money back, and I was not ready. She was upset, but I told her, listen, I like the products, I like how I feel, but I have to be all in to do this. So I'm sure as many of you did, you committed to this, and you're sitting here watching this because you're committed. So I finally came around in August of 2014 and said, you know what, I'm ready to do this, but I couldn't afford my products. So that's where the business side comes in. I had zero interest in doing this as business, as many of you watching probably felt the exact same way, but I could not afford the products, as many of you watching probably feel the same way. So I had just stopped teaching. I taught for 12 years. I was a 4th grade teacher for 12 years, and we decided for me to stay home that year with our babies, and my husband's also a teacher and a coach, so there was not extra income coming in at all. So when I went and told him, hey, I'm going to try that pink drink again, he's like, no, you're not. You just quit your job. No way, we can't afford this. I said, oh, but we can, because I knew if I had 3 people join my team or 3 or 4 people try the products with me, that my products would be paid for. So me sharing the business and me sharing the products was purely out of necessity. I had no interest in working the business. I wanted to take that whole year and be home with my 3 small children. So I decided, which many of you probably have already done, some may not have done yet at all, I started posting the day I started Plexus. That's my #1 tip. I posted the day I started. I didn't have a story yet. I had nothing, but I did have faith in my friend's story. And she had been sharing other stories with me and other successes that I'd seen that I'm like, oh, well, maybe this will work for me. So I made my first post the day I started, and I had 20 messages in 1 hour, and a light bulb went off. That this is something that people want. They don't even know it exists yet. I knew that these were plant-based products, that it wasn't a bunch of junk and chemicals and caffeine like I thought everything else was, and every other supplement. I was a total supplement snob. Like I said, I'd never taken them before. But I said, hey guys, who wants to try this with me? Let's see what happens. 20 messages in 1 hour. Now, is that normal? Absolutely not. That's totally abnormal. It's totally the opposite end of the spectrum. But for me, that built my belief. That let me know that this was something that could absolutely change my life and change lives all around me. So I started sharing, and I kept sharing, even when it was scary. I'm a very outgoing person, but I tell you what, that first post, I had butterflies in my stomach. I was sweating. I'm like, what am I doing? I don't sell stuff. What am I doing? Like, I was so vulnerable, and I did it. And I tell my team all the time, you're not going to die by sharing Plexus. What's the worst thing that can happen? They say no, which really means just not yet, for those of you who've done this for a little bit. They say maybe. They ignore you. I cried like a baby the first time someone ignored me. I cried like the baby the first time someone said no, and now I just brush it off because I reach out to so many people that I'm not just hanging on the last words with that person who tells me no. But I'm writing their name down because I can't even tell you right now how many people on my team have said no who are now watching this video right now, or have ignored me, and 7, 8, 9 follow-ups later, they're like, okay, great, I'll give it a shot. I'm ready now. It happens. So my big advice to you, we want to make these short and sweet throughout these next few days, is to reach out to people. I know Emily had talked about complimenting people. Just in your everyday life, compliment people. But you have to do the work. So I'm going to put a little bit more work in there. And I challenge you today to contact 10 people with what I call the magic message. A couple of years ago, I came up with a magic message that I shared with a lot of Plexus ambassadors that literally just said, very, very short, sweet, succinct, not even a voice message. And I'm a huge proponent of voice messages. I copied and pasted, hey, I'm sure you've seen my Plexus post by now. Smiley face. Do what works for you. I'm sure you've seen my Plexus post by now. Have you ever tried it? That was it. And I had crazy, crazy response from that. But we're trying to build businesses. So that's more of a product post, we found out. I got a lot of customers, a lot of people excited about it. But one of my ambassadors, an amazing ambassador, her name is Jill Sampson, she kind of tweaked it, and now we're using this instead. So write this down, do exactly what this says to 10 people today, and see what happens. Say, hey, I'm sure you've seen my Plexus post by now. Obviously, you have to have posted about Plexus to be able to use this. If not, start posting about Plexus today. That's your big challenge. But most of you, if you're working towards Super Silver, you're already silver, or you're close, or you've been sharing the business with someone. So I'm sure you've seen my Plexus post by now. Has anything ever piqued your interest? Because that way, we're not just talking about the products, we're talking about the business too. Some people might not be interested in the product side. Believe it or not, there are people who join Plexus because of the business side, and the products come later. I started purely for the products. Many people start for the products, and the business kind of just accidentally fell into our laps. But a lot of people are looking for that extra money. More people go to sleep at night worried about their finances than they do about losing 10 pounds. It's just the truth. So if you write that out, by the way, spell peaked the right way. It's P-I-Q-U-E-D. There's the teacher side coming in. Write it again. Hey, I'm sure you've seen my Plexus post by now. Has anything ever piqued your interest? Send that to 10 people. But if you really want to challenge and you really want to make this happen, don't just do it today. Send it to 10 people every single day. Forever. Not just during this challenge. You have to make sure you're reaching out to people. This is a numbers game. Yes, we want to help people. Yes, that's what we do. Our hearts are here to help people and help people with their finances and their health. But it's also a numbers game. The more people you talk to, the more people you reach out to, the better chance you have of having those people try the products or join your team. So that's my challenge today. Send the magic message. Here it is one more time. Hey, I'm sure you've seen my Plexus post by now. Has anything ever piqued your interest? To 10 people. See what happens, but be bold. What's the worst thing that can happen? Do it scared. You could absolutely change their life. So hopefully this is helpful. I cannot wait to see what the rest of the days hold with all these amazing diamonds sharing their wisdom. And I can't wait to see how many we have go Super Silver this month. What a huge, huge, huge incentive. I've never seen anything like this ever in my 3.5 years with Plexus. So have a great day, guys, and I will chat with you soon. See ya.